in real life, I've been on a silent hiatus from from YouTube. And I just have not been able to do anything here. I just have not been able to do that. But since we're going into Pisces season and we're going into March, I have mustered up the courage to be here and to do this. And I'm terrified. I'm very nervous, by the way. I said I was gonna come here and be honest and be, you know, very transparent, but I'm very nervous, by the way. Yeah, I really did go live V. I did it. I did it in real life. I did it. So I'm getting back into the swing of things because, like I said, I've been on a hiatus. I've had to really be in prayer about how I felt about YouTube. But I'm back and I'm kicking off, wonderful Pisces season by doing you guys soul session live, and probably all of the soul sessions that I do for the month of March are probably all going to be live to hold myself accountable. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Aw, yay. That makes me happy. I love you guys. All my people are here. I love y'all. Aw, thank you, India. Yeah, y'all. I've been going pecan, child. Going pecan. Oh, you're so welcome, Empress. I'm glad to be doing it. I'm very glad to be doing it. I'm very glad to be doing it because y'all know, like, I think it's probably been years back on in the day. I used to go live a lot. I never really did readings live, like talking about it, because I have a tendency to get overwhelmed um, by energies. But luckily, my setup that I have, I don't necessarily have to look at the screen. So once I start reading, I'm just going to be focusing this way. So, oh my God. Did I really get a super sticker? Y'all are making me feel like a YouTuber again. Thank you, Empress, for the super sticker. Thank y'all. Y'all are giving me so much love right now. I feel so loved. I'm so thankful. Those of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure all of you do. But whenever I do soul sessions, the first one is always going to be the sign season that we're in. And it is for the signs. So, of course, we're talking about Pisces. So, this is going to be for Pisces. And it also is the energy that the entire collective is going to be under during this time frame. So, you want to keep in mind that even if you're not a Pisces, like, granted, this is something that's going to be, very specific to Pisces, but the influences are going to, is my lighter really tripping? But the influences are going to affect everyone in the collective. I think my lighter just went out. Just give me a little Paulo. Jeez, that hurt my feelings. But keep that in mind as we go into this, my beautiful humans. I hope all of you are doing well. I love y'all's faces. I'm so thankful for all of you that are here, honestly. Ooh, you've been fasting for 3 days. Come on with it. Oh, hey, Tiffany. Look, you said read me more. Oh, God, I love y'all. Y'all are giving me so much life right now. I'm so thankful for y'all. Oh, my God. Really? Look, please don't make me cry, y'all. Thank you, Michael. You're going to miss my jokes. But Pisces about sacrifice, I guess. Oh, man. Hey there. You know she's right. Y'all are going to make me emotional for real. I feel the tears welling up. I'm thankful for y'all. I need it. I really do. I really do. Oh my God, you guys, stop it. Y'all are going to make me cry. I have another super chat. Thank you, Andrea. Wanted to send 222, but you get the vibes. I totally do. I love y'all. Oh my God. Y'all are amazing human beings. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Putting Gorilla Glue on my edges. Oh man, this is interesting. So we're gonna jump in, guys. So we're gonna look at this energy. I do feel compelled, man. I just don't want any influences. I do feel compelled to kind of pull theme cards, but I'm kind of resistant to that because I just kind of want the energy to come out without any oracle influence at this particular time. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my intentions, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all, really. Oh my gosh, y'all are gonna make me cry for real with these super chats. I cannot. Thank you so much. Oh my god. One of my besties is sitting in my office with me as I do this live, y'all. And she's excited about the super chat. She's like, "We going to Red Lobster." Oh man. Look, Tiffany's like, do not resist what spirit is telling you. Child, look, y'all already know how I read, child. Maybe I could ease y'all in. I'm gonna listen to Tiffany. Okay, this is what I feel compelled to do, and I'm just gonna do it. So this is me picking up with the overall theme. This is not within the typical spread that I do with soul sessions. I never ever do them like this, but since Tiffany called me out. Oh my God, y'all. Thank you. Y'all, I love y'all so much. I'm not gonna get emotional. I'm not going to get emotional. I appreciate y'all so much. Like, y'all have no idea how hard this was for me to even go live. And to see this love and appreciation from y'all, it's huge because this was really hard for me to do. It was really hard for me to do. I kid you not. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Oh, I'm not crying. Not crying. Clearing my energy. Clearing my energy. Hold on. Okay, we're Gucci. Okay. All right, let's see. So this is overall energy here, peeps. Whoa. Funny. Come on, autofocus. Don't be a jerk today. This is our first day back. Don't be an a-hole. It says lessons. Oh my God, y'all. I cannot. Y'all are, oh my God. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. It says lessons. It says the chance for reflection and revision in a situation, a lesson to be learned to make changes towards your personal growth and path, opportunity to gain a clear idea of what is called for, to be true to yourself and your needs. Interesting. Other thing I wanted to do was my tea leaves. I specifically want to do 3 of these. So this is just kind of overall. So the thing I can tell you guys, Pisces and collective, because of course, like I said before, this is something that's in alignment with the whole collective, even though it's speaking to Pisces energy. So we're more or less piggybacking off of Pisces energy. The month of March is going to have a great deal to do with the culmination of lessons, meaning that it's more or less a place that everyone, including my Pisces people, are coming to by the end of March. It's going to be a period at the end of the sentence, but there's also a choice that's in alignment with this lesson in the sense that you can choose to learn it or not, right? How we know that we haven't learned a lesson is because we're continuously repeating the same thing over and over again. When you find yourself feeling like you're meeting the same person in different bodies, right? Or every job you go to, it's like it's the same BS, right? That all falls into alignment with lessons that have not been learned. So if there's anything that's been a repeating cycle for you all, specifically speaking to the month late January, the entire month of February and coming into March, or even if we're pulling back into the energy of the latter part of 2021, if there's anything that's repeating or you feel as if you've been here before, is this happening again type of deal? If you're feeling anything in that regard, right? that means that there's a lesson that needs to be learned. And I can tell you guys for sure by the end of this month, whatever you've missed, if anything, you're going to get it. But in order to get it, you need to make a choice. So I hope that that's making sense. It's not going to be something that's haphazard or something that's impressed upon you. It's more or less everything's going to line up for a split second. It's going to be very clear of what it is that's happening here. And then you have a choice whether to align with it, like to get the point and say, okay, I'm going to repent. If we look at repentance in the sense of a change of behavior, meaning I'm doing this, it led me here, and this is no longer in alignment with me. So now I'm going to align with this new truth, right? And we go in the opposite direction and change our behavior. Or you can choose to be in denial and to delude yourself and to pretend that none of this is happening, which would cause you to continuously repeat the cycle. So next card that we have out here, it is a forest. It says muddled, unclear thinking. And I feel, and I have to say it, Pisces, you know, I love y'all. But this muddled, unclear thinking would be falling into the energy of more or less a self-imposed kind of vibe here, to where it's knowing that a decision needs to be made. And I really have to stress that for you guys. In reference to this lesson, there has to be a decision that you guys are going to have to make in the month of March. But this muddled, unclear thinking would be self-imposed. It's like not seeing the forest for the tree because you're so focused on the tree that you're not seeing all the options that are really available to you. So I say that to you guys, where if you find yourself this month where you're feeling kind of Eight of Swords-ish, right? The key is to tap back into your emotional space because you've tapped too much into your cerebral mental faculties, right? So you're kind of looking at what's right in front of you or what's been up to this point, and there's a need to see, like, to overstand your situation, if you will. So if you guys do end up finding yourself this month like feeling kind of stuck or not really knowing what to do, or when you're at this crossroads and there's a need to make a decision and you're not sure what to do, follow your heart. Listen to what spirit is telling you, right? To tap back into the intangible part of yourself. The next card we have out, interesting, it's Club. And it says, someone will try to make you do something against your will. Child, look, this is so extremely important for this energy I'm picking up on, Pisces. Like I was saying with this forest card, why it's imperative to tap into your emotional space or what it is that spirit's leading you to do is because this comes into this testing ground energy. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I mean, unless someone else has said it, but I haven't said anything. So you didn't hear it from me unless you're on the network. But we just went through a really huge shift between the 2nd of February up until the 22nd of February. So that meantime, in between time, was extremely important. And all of you guys, some of you know, some of you don't. Those of you who know about the cloak vision that I had years ago, and I talked about the wheel turning, that wheel has turned as of the 22nd of this month, right? And it's a very delicate time in that last week of February coming into March. And a lot of you are stepping into an is not is paradigm, but you're stepping into an is not. And this is a very, I'm just going to say the word, it's a very malevolent kind of energy, but it's a malevolent energy that would manifest as a benevolent energy. So it's something that would speak to what we spoke about here, the logic, right? You're in a bind, you're standing at a crossroads, a decision needs to be made, and it's more or less a person that comes up and is like, here's the solution, like this will fix it, like do that, and you'll be compelled to do it because it's very practical and logical. It's an easy fix. It's a very tangible solution. But why it's imperative to tap into your heart space or what it is that spirit is telling you, because it's going to require discernment in order for you to know that this person is attempting to lead you astray. So those of you who are familiar with that vision that I had many years ago, and I said, the wheel is turning, but the person on the other side of the river had an intention to know that they have no power over divine timing, right? They can't choose when the wheel turns. That's up to spirit. But I said, the moment that it does, every intention they have is to turn it back to the way that it was prior to, right? So this person, it's not saying that they have it out for you, but people who are not aware can be used easily. They can come under the influence of things easily because they're not aware. So they have no idea that it's a malevolent force that's telling them, hey, go help, Pisces out. Go help the collective out, right? But the way that you discern the difference, because now this becomes a test of your discernment. And this is something that I forewarned you guys about for probably like the last 4 years. But we've stepped into a time now in 2022 where vision, your sensory faculties are rendered useless. And what's required to chart forward at this point is discernment. So something can look really, really dope, but if you're not tapped in to your own emotional space or connected with spirit, it's like, this can look like a turkey leg, if that makes sense, right? So be cautious of that. So the two things you want to be conscientious of is when you're overthinking, when your mind is spiraling and spinning and you're thinking of a myriad of different things, when fear is provoked from that, that lets you know you're out of alignment. And if there's a person who comes into your space this month, right? And this person comes in and says, oh, here's a solution, but it's like the solution is so perfect, right? But the perfection of it is that it speaks only to 3D regular type of stuff. And this is someone almost, if you looked at it like the serpent. I hate to say it that way. If you think about the story Adam and Eve and you think about the serpent and the tree, that's like what this person would come along to do. It's like, you shall not surely die. Even though you already know, like you know what needs to be done, or you can vibe with it, but it's someone who comes along and says like, oh, I'm not supposed to eat from this tree, and it's like, you shall not surely die. So be careful of that, my wonderful Piscean people. So we're going to get one more card here before I jump into the tarot for you guys. And oh, beautiful. We have Shield. And it says, you need to defend yourself. So that's what you're defending yourself against this month, Pisces. And I'm being told for some of you guys, it's almost two groups of you. There's one group of you to where this is going to be a person external to yourself. Shield is saying to me that you need to know above all else that you're protected and you're being guided. So you're not really in danger, but you're being put in a position at this crossroads, very much in alignment with this lesson, to make a decision to stand for yourself, right? To not be led astray. So this is more or less a crossroads you guys are coming to make an energetic stance. It's very similar to something that I said in the soul sessions. I think it was somewhere around September, October-ish, and that was kind of the consistent theme for everyone, where it was things were happening because it was forcing you to have to stand up. And it wasn't about you having it all figured out, right? It was just about you acknowledging and taking a stance, or putting, one little pinky toe in the direction of where it is that you were trying to go, right? But for some of you, this is going to be a war that's waging in your own consciousness. And it's a battle of wills of what it is that you're going to stand for. And that's something that you guys will see in the extended. But with this, it could be a war that's waging in your mind for others of you, and it just really depends on where you are in your spiritual journey. For others of you, like those of you where, people kind of throw you off your game sometimes, it's like this could be a person outside of you, and what's required is you need to stand up for yourself, because the overall theme I'm seeing here is and this is about to get really real because this is just channeled information that I'm getting. Whatever Pisces person or person in the collective that resonates with this, it's like you're someone who discounts yourself so much. It's like you're great, you're amazing, you have so much to offer, but imposter syndrome is real, you know? And it's almost like the people who will kind of sniff you out and come onto your path, it's people who see how great you are, but they also see that you don't see it, and they attempt to extort that, right? And this whole month is about you taking a stance once and for all for yourself. So everything that's going to transpire, I can tell you before I even pull these cards, everything that's going to transpire is giving you an opportunity in the month of March to see yourself authentically, if that's making sense, right? Because it's about taking an energetic statement. It's about you saying no more, right? I hope that that's making sense, you guys. So let's see what else I could let you guys know for March for Pisces and for the collective under the influence of Piscean energy. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, I like it. We have the Ace of the Cuppies. So that's emotional fulfillment. It's the start of a new journey. I feel for you guys, man. This is something, and now we're talking about energy specifically coming out of like last couple of days of February, coming into the beginning of March. I feel for you guys, this is something that's intangible. For some of you, in a very literal sense, some of you may be having your fancy titillated by someone. You know what I mean? You may have a romantic interest and things of the sort. But this feels very intangible to me in the sense that this is inspiration. It's an idea. It's if we were to look at from the beginning of March to the end, it's like Pisces is coming in full, and it's full with inspiration and something that you want to birth into this realm, right? So it's very inspired kind of energy. And I feel everything we've talked about in these overall energy cards, that's the thing that you guys are being led to protect on this month, if that's making sense. And I feel another thing I need to say is something I actually said to my staff and my moderators the other night, which was about when you're giving to other people, you always want to give from your overflow and not from your reserves, right? And I feel that there's been, and this is me really getting all in your business, y'all, but this is oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. That's one of the major lessons that need to be learned, is whoever would resonate with this, because I can't say everyone, but whoever happens upon this and listens, there's a history of thinking one needs to completely self-sacrifice and wring themselves bone dry, because that's what love is. That's what a good friend does. That's what a good son, daughter does, right? And it's like, unless my cup is bone dry and I've given all that I have to others, that's what, love is, or that's what a good person is. And this has been something that has robbed you of what you have to offer the world, or what you have to offer other people. And it was never the whole cup, right? It's, you never want to give from your reserves because that's life for you, right? So it's trying to find the balance with this. And that's the lesson for a lot of you. It's going to manifest in myriads of different ways for each of you. But the lesson that's intended for you all to learn in the month of March is learning to not give from the reserves and just the access, and understanding that that's not a bad thing. because I think a lot of the lessons you guys learned the hard way was you getting bone dry. And common decency is, for everything that I've poured into you, wouldn't you not also want to pour into me the same? But there hasn't been a reciprocity, if you will. So this is the clock starting over, Pisces. In March, everything resets. And you've been given yet another cup, and you've been given this cup many times. This is almost like the tool for your journey this month. It's like you're going to be given another cup, whether it comes in, inspiration for a business, a grand idea, a crush you have on someone, something that you aspire to within yourself, like wanting to be, fulfilled, whatever the case. You're being given another cup and everything is resetting, but it's how you handle this month and what you do with this thing that you've been given many times, right? What you do with that is almost like solidifying where you truly stand. So that's why it's so important to be aware of these little tenets that I gave you guys in the beginning, because you are being given something, but now it's about what are you going to do with it. And it's more or less saying don't do the same thing that you've done many times before. The next card that you have is the 9 of Wands. So this is gateway of how it is that fear can gain a foothold on you all this month. And you want to be conscious of that. With this thing, you want to guard it with your life, right? You don't want to fall into hypervigilance, because again, the call is to find this middle road. You don't want to hoard what it is that you've been given in fear of it being taken away from you, right? You don't want to give a foothold to fear, right? Because if we were to look at this like Likert scale, I always talk about, it's either you overgive, where you gave, your excess and your reserves, and another defense mechanism we typically fall into, right, is hoarding. So we used to give too much. Now we don't give anything at all, right? And many of you are in different parts of that. You've kind of done both. Some of you are still in the process of overgiving. Others of you are in the process of saying, like, bump that. Like, I'm not giving nobody nothing, right? But this is fear that's going to be provoked with you guys within the first week. I would even say, even those of you who are listening to this, it's almost like looking at everyone who comes onto your path, like with the side eye. So that would be my people who in the past have given their access and their reserves, been screwed over enough to where you're like, F that, right? So to hear me say that someone is going to come into your path and have you do something like against your will, it's like, I be damn, not I. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be damn if that happens. But still be conscious of the fact that that's a fear-based energy. If you know that you're protected, you defending yourself is you just taking an external stance of your inner state, right? And there's nothing to fear with that. If you know that you're Gucci, right? There's nothing to be done. But this cup is not about anyone stealing it or something happening to it. This is a test that's about what you're going to do with it. I hope that that's making sense. So let's see what else we have for you guys. Whoop, there we go. We did I not say that? We have the 8 of Swords in the reverse. That's legit the vibe I was getting with that Forest card. The 8 of Swords in the reverse, dude. This is forewarning my Pisces peeps. Don't make the same mistake, right? With the 8 of Swords, of course, you're in a mental prison, but it's a self-imposed prison, much like I was saying with the Forest card. You know what I mean? It's this being the foothold. This is the thing that comes in. We want to protect this. Then fear sets in. When we align with the fear of like, oh crap, somebody's coming to take something that's for me, now you're matching the vibration of that fear. That's how we manifest things into our life. That's how we draw things into us, right? But then there's still a decision that needs to be made. Now you don't trust yourself, you don't trust the people around you, and then you get here. Because in the midst of all of this, what ended up happening And it's the fact that one has disassociated from your inner feminine, that of which being your emotional space, that watery deep, your connection to spirit, because you've gotten too much in your head. So now it's unbalanced. So now it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to trust. Like, how do I know I can really trust this person? And the thing is, if you listen, right? If you use your discernment, it'll be very clear. So once again, this is like warning number 2 for Pisces. If ever you get stuck in your head and you find yourself like with those running thoughts, with constantly overthinking to where you feel that you're paralyzed and in duress, that means that it's time to take a step back and reconnect with yourself, if that's making sense, right? Because you don't want to behave out of fear this month. That is so important. I can't stress it enough. And I say that not just for Pisces, I say that for everyone in the collective that listens to this message. It is so imperative. If you guys never listen to another word that I say, please, please hear me out when I say, do not allow fear to have a foothold in your life, in your auric field, in your energy, or in your emotions in the month of March, because it's important, extremely important. Next card that we have is the 5 of Cups in the reverse. So this is triggering past fears now, past loss. It's a lot of rejection energy that I feel with this. It's a lot of rejection energy that I feel with this, which is why I feel this very hoardy kind of energy with this Ace of Cups. Like, not saying that the Ace of Cups is hoardy, but I'm just saying feeling this need to protect this at all costs. You know what I mean? And it's because it's so much that's been lost in the past. And speaking truth to power, Pisces, this is what really needs to be addressed here. It's the fact that what has happened past tense, one can tell themselves that they're over it, it's no big deal. Like, I'm really not worried about that. Like, oh my gosh, that was years ago. But there's an energetic stain. I don't know why Spirit is saying it like that. There's an energetic stain, if you will, that is affecting your vibration. And it has something very specifically to do with grief by way of loss and rejection. And it doesn't necessarily have to be someone passing away, but it's some form of loss. And as much as one feels that they've moved on, as much as one feels that they've shifted, that they've changed, that they're different, that they're over it, this is the truth of what's influencing a great deal of your actions, decisions, behaviors. Whether you're giving too much or not giving anything at all, it's all being influenced by this, right? Because this hasn't really truly been addressed yet, which says to me that this is a sponsoring belief, a sponsoring thought, right? That is the true culprit behind one's actions, or any stagnancy that you guys may feel, or fear of making decisions, or anything in that realm. So I can tell you guys literally, and this feels to me more da da da. I don't know the date of I don't know what date the new moon is this month. I mean in March. But I feel somewhere around that time, I'll just say like second week of March. It's like, once again, how this is going to manifest, it's a flash. It's not going to be like a huge epiphany type of thing. It's like a split second, kind of how I tell you guys it is when the tower crashes. For a split second, you see the truth of the matter, and you can choose to resonate with it or not, right? So like I was telling you guys, the choice, it's either being in denial or embracing it as truth and, repenting, if you will. But it's something that has to do with a rejection and or a loss that happened past tense. And I feel the narrative that's been playing out and why there's been a level of repeating cycles, if you will, is because this is the seed that the proverbial trees are growing from. And it's not quite understanding, like I said in the beginning, Like, why does this keep happening like this? Why do I keep meeting people like this? Why do I keep ending up at jobs like this? Why are people always betraying me or what have you, right? And short answer is the lesson hasn't been learned yet, right? And then it becomes things like, well, how many times I got to go through this for me to learn? And it's kind of like, one more time. Just this month. It's going to be made very, very clear to you. And the only thing is acknowledging and you just making a choice to go in the direction in opposition to that. Because it's a lot of fear that is influencing your actions, whether it is to give or not to give. And I hope and pray that this is making sense, my beautiful Piscean peoples. Whoa, here we go. Next card we have the Queen of Swords. Perfect. So that's saying in so many words, and ooh, that's interesting. That's saying in so many words, the byproduct of what I was just explaining to you guys is this is something that needs to be confronted because this energy needs to be transmuted. You experiencing this period, right? Because this means it's just well past its expiration date. But you experiencing this past tense was for a very good reason for there to be a lesson that was learned, right? Which is what I always say with the Queen of Swords. This is a beautiful woman who's allowed her past experiences to make her better as opposed to bitter. She is who sits in the middle of those two extremes. She's never, and even if you're a boy, you too, but I'm just saying but she's never concerned about giving too much. She never frets herself about giving too little, right? Because you guys know in Rider Waite, that's the chick that's holding up the sword and has her hand out. Because it's like the moment that this is tapped out and she gets to her reserve, she uses her sword, chops, right? But she never worries herself with those things because she stands in her truth and she stands in her power because she's learned her lessons from what it is that she's been through. And she allows situations such as this to work for her benefit. So there really is no way to harm her, right? There really isn't a dire need to quote unquote defend yourself in an active fighting kind of sense, right? Because she's seated in her power. She's learned her lessons from the past. All of this is in service to her, right? So that's what's being asked of you guys this month. It's starting this journey of realizing everything that's befallen your life, no matter how perilous. All of these things have been orchestrated in your favor, even though some of them have been very painful, unfair, right? All of these things have been done in service to you. This month is just about realizing it, right? The next card that we have is the Ace of Swords in the reverse, meaning there needs to be a mental breakthrough. We're looking at this as falling under the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Everything about that is saying that there needs to be a mental breakthrough. So there's a lie that Pisces and everyone who's in the collective under Pisces season, there's a lie that was told to you maybe several times, maybe one big old time back there in the past. But the thing about it is this is a lie that was told to you that you internalized and became a part of you. It's the doorstop that's keeping that back door that keeps allowing fear in, right? So when we're coming into again, wrapping up this lesson for this month of March, right? It's about having a mental breakthrough. It's that flash of insight where you see how so many things that you've been through in your life ever since this happened have, much like I said in the beginning, have been the same thing happening over and over and over and over again. And why it has you battle weary, Nine of Wands, right? Is because it's not seeing the connection between the two. And what's needed, right, is a tuning back to, I said, that intangible space to allow spirit to speak to you. I can't even just tell you, like, oh, just embody the Queen of Swords energy, right? It's like, know that everything happened for your highest good. No, you can't just know that. That's something that has to come in the form of inspiration, which is a very delicate thing that happens between creator and creation, right? We can have so much wisdom and knowledge about so many things. We can have a therapist, we can have, a guru tell us how it is that, we should, ought, or are supposed to understand our experience or define our experience. But the magical thing, the most beautiful thing about our connection with spirit is these inspirations that can completely alter the course of a person's life and their perspective of their experience. That's something that no book can teach you, right? It's a very special moment, a very intimate, special moment between you and your creator, right? And that's something that's available to you this month. However, in order to attune to it, it's going to require awareness, right? And just putting one foot in the direction of saying, yes, I am still sad about my divorce. Yes, I am still sad about, my father passing away. Yes, I am still sad about, that friend that stabbed me in the back 10 years ago. And it's been really hard for me to recover since then. I want to be over it, but I'm just not. Everyone says that I should just let it go, but I can't. Right. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm gonna at least put one foot in that direction. I'm gonna make that therapy appointment, right? I'm gonna get that tarot reading. I'm gonna get that Reiki session, whatever it is that you feel compelled to do. That's how you meet spirit, right? Like my granny used to say, the Lord helps those who help themselves. This is how you help yourself, right? It's no longer being in denial about it. Now, the last card that we have, oh, how beautiful. We have the 8 of the cuppies, right? Which means, and I can give you a time frame for this because that card actually came out and you guys extended. But this is the whole big gusto of what this is about, Pisces. It's about walking away from what's no longer serving you. What's no longer serving Pisces? This, right? That's not serving you anymore. It's holding you back from the life that you were designed to live. And I can tell you by the full moon in March, right? That shift that happened, that reset from the 22nd of February, bam, the wheel has turned, right? We've already had practice on this. Because this is literally, if you look at the latter part of the soul sessions for 2021, I am repeating something I said so many times. And every test that you guys had in like that last quarter of the year was preparing you for this. So you already know what to do, right? You've already done it. But now this is about really doing it. Like this ain't practice test no more. This is the real board exam, right? So around the full moon is when this is going to happen. I don't know what day that is either, but this is walking away from what's no longer serving you and it being this seed of discord that you spent 2021 unpeeling yourself like an onion to see, you know? And I trust that you guys are going to do the right thing, and the right thing being what's in your highest good. And I think once and for all, you guys are going to cut ties with this because you've learned the lesson, my friend. So that has been your March Soul Session Pisces. I am thankful to all of you for being here. I'm thankful to everyone who gave me super chats because y'all made me so emotional with the super chats. And if I missed anyone, I think, oh gosh, look, V, she sent one too. She sent for Red Lobster. Oh man. I'm so thankful to you guys. Michael, I love you so much. I adore you. Empress, Teresa, I love you guys so much. I really do. I appreciate you guys. I thank you so much for being here with me as I had to fight through to get here, but I'm thankful for y'all being here with me. And I look forward to doing the remainder of your soul sessions. And if you guys are interested in the extended, it's on the network. It's on good old Patreon and everywhere else, and Vimeo and all that's in the description box. But I love you guys' faces, and I will see you. Oh my gosh, Jess, thank you. Freaking love y'all. I'm gonna go cry now. I'm gonna go Taurus cry for how blessed I am to have such amazing, amazing people like you. So I will see you guys soon. I will be back all of this week, giving you guys these good old soul sessions. So I'll see y'all sooner than later, my friends. I love you dearly. I love your faces.